Hi guys, in today's video I'm going to be showing you how to balance the iPhone on the Crane M2S gimbal. Alright, let's get started. So first of all I'm going to unlock all the accesses to actually put the gimbal ready to mount the smartphone. Okay, so the gimbal is going to look something like this. So what I then do is lock all the three axes again so that I can actually mount the mobile phone. Okay, so the gimbal is now locked, and so now we can mount the mobile phone onto the gimbal. Now it's actually ironic that the cheapest smartphone holder that I could get, which is about £2 or £3 or something like that, or maybe it was even given away on something as another product, is actually the one that actually works to allow me to balance the mobile phone. Now, more expensive, slightly more expensive smartphone holders, such as this one here, have the hole in a slightly different place. So if you have a look here, the hole, although it's in the middle, sort of horizontally here, is not in the middle, going sort of across this way. So what happens is that you can't actually balance the smartphone, because when it's actually on the gimbal, it's actually too far forward, and it's impossible to actually balance. Now, ironically, the cheapest one, this one here, has a hole which is exactly in the middle in both directions, and that allows you to position the phone or the smart holder so that it's exactly lined up with the middle of the gimbal here, or the axis here, and that's the secret to getting this smartphone balanced on the gimbal. Now, I found that there's a Ulanzi, which is very popular, and smartphone holder called the ST02, which is made of steel. It's about like £10 or £15 or something like that. Doesn't actually allow you to balance. So sometimes the more expensive holders, which you think would be better, have the holes in the wrong place. Okay, so let's just now put this holder directly onto the quick release slider, or whatever it's called, like so, and now we can just pop on our mobile phone into the holder. Come on, there we go. And I try and position it so the mobile phone is just away slightly from the tilt axis here. And also make sure that it's pushed firmly into the holder, because we don't want it popping out, and it's also going to make our lives balancing the gimbal so much easier. I then like to make sure the holder is more or less in the middle as best I can. It's not overly important because the motors are going to compensate for that, but just slide it along a tiny bit more, and then just push the mobile phone through. So I found on the iPhone 15 also that because the buttons are almost taking up half of the screen here, if you try and position the holder more into the middle, you find it constantly actually presses the buttons with the holder, which is really annoying, and sometimes it starts off the recording or fires off other functions. Okay, so that's now on the holder. Now what I'd like to do is unlock the tilt axis, which is the one here. So unlock that guy, and then find it's already kind of balanced, and that's because I've kind of balanced the mobile phone before. Now if you find, let me just unbalance it slightly. So if you find that this is slid in this direction, it's going to go all over the place like this. So I find with the smartphone, it's a case of pushing it right to the furthest point it will go, and you can't go any further than that, and then locking it in, and you'll find that the tilt axis is pretty well balanced. If I turn it up like that to check, you can see that it's nicely balanced in that direction. And then we can move on to the next axis. So let's just tilt that down in this direction and relock that one into the tilt axis, and unlock the other axis on the one over the side over here, which is I think the roll axis here. Okay, so after you've done the tilt axis, we can then unlock the next axis, which is the one here. And as soon as we do that, notice that the mobile phone's tilting right the way down here. So we just need to,
when it's actually
move it
on the gimbal,
slide it
it's
along
too far forward.
in the opposite direction to where it tilts. Keep going. And we just need to go back a tiny bit. And we have it about there, so it's about balanced in that direction. So I'm just going to lock that in by pushing down the plastic lever here. So we have two axes balanced. I'm just going to unlock the tilt one again. Okay, so that's about right. And the final one is just to unlock the tilt axis, like so. So unlocked now, and I don't tend to have to touch that on too much. So pretty much got a balanced smartphone, as you can see here. It's a little bit knocked 100% in the middle here. There's a little bit of kind of tendency to go over. I think it's because the case is a little bit heavy to balance it, but it's pretty good. Okay, so once we switch on the gimbal, we now have a nicely balanced mobile phone on the Crane M2S. Okay guys, well I hope you find that video useful, and that's how you balance a smartphone on the Crane M2S gimbal. If you have any questions, let me know in the comments and I'll try and help, of course. And other than that, give the video a good thumbs up if you found it useful, and of course don't forget to subscribe to the channel going forward for more tips and tricks like this. Take care and see you soon.